Everyone, thank you for joining us here on KREM 2 News at 6 o'clock. I'm Tom Sherry.
Hi, everyone. I'm Regina Ahn.
Well, earlier today, Governor Inslee announced that he will be visiting Spokane tomorrow. His last visit was back in February.
And the governor will arrive in Spokane in the afternoon. Our own Ian Smay is in the newsroom tonight with more on the governor's visit. Ian.
That's right, Regina. The governor's first stop will be a tour of the Spokane Arena mass vaccination site. Afterwards, he'll be visiting Second Harvest. Also earlier today, Inslee talked about next Monday, which is when the state will reevaluate each county individually and decide if they will stay in phase 3 or go back to phase 2. Inslee said part of the reason for some counties seeing a spike in numbers comes down to people's personal decisions.
This letting our guard down is really, really dangerous, and we believe it is one of the reasons these numbers are increasing. So this is a critical moment, as it has been all year, to remain committed to those non-pharmaceutical interventions. The vaccine's great, but if these numbers skyrocket, that vaccine is not going to bail us out.
Inslee was also insistent that the decision on whether to move a county back is not up to him. Instead, whether or not a county gets to stay in phase 3 depends on how the data lines up with the state's metrics. The two metrics currently used are a county's case rate over 2 weeks and hospitalization rate over 1 week. Both must meet the metrics to stay in phase 3. As of this afternoon, there are at least 9 counties in eastern Washington that don't meet at least one of the metrics if you look at State Department of Health data. Those counties include here in Spokane County, Whitman County, and Stevens County. You can find a full map of what counties are meeting the metrics on KREM.com. In the newsroom, Ian Smay, KREM 2 News.
Ian, thank you. Happening today, walk-up vaccine appointments are available at the Spokane Arena. Appointments are available until 6:30 tonight. The arena has both the first and second dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. So this is for anyone who is currently eligible in Washington state. Starting on April 15th, all adults in Washington will be eligible to get the vaccine and can continue using this method of making appointments. Eligible people can also walk up to the ticket booth at the arena to schedule their appointment. It's not guaranteed, though, that you'll be able to schedule one on the same day, but in some cases you can.
Also happening today, the first vaccines are being administered at a new clinic run by Chaz Health at Spokane Community College. The site is located at SCC's Walter S. Johnson Sports Center. Community members do not need to be patients of Chaz Health to receive a vaccine, but they must meet current eligibility requirements here in Washington state. An appointment is required to receive the vaccine. Walk-ins are not available. Appointments are available on the Chaz Health website.
Well, MultiCare has more vaccine appointments available tomorrow. MultiCare says since eligibility expands next week, it's the perfect time for those who are already eligible to schedule their appointment. The available appointments are for first and second doses. To check your eligibility and to schedule an appointment in eastern Washington or northern Idaho, text the word vaccine to that number right there, 509-448-2000, and we'll send you a link.
Well, this week, Governor Brad Little has announced that he is prohibiting government entities from requiring proof of vaccination for citizens to receive public services.
In an exclusive interview with the governor, Morgan Trout talked with him about why he thinks requiring vaccinations is unconstitutional.
The CDC says only 29% of Idaho residents have had at least one vaccination, falling in the top 5 least vaccinated states.
Well, we're quite proud of our position in Idaho as the least regulated state in the nation.
Since the pandemic began, Republican Governor Brad Little showed the rest of the country that Idaho was hands-off in addressing pandemic safety concerns. Phase 1 of reopening didn't have a mask mandate, gatherings were discouraged but not prohibited, and places of worship remained open.
We had one of the least restrictive to begin with, and then we opened up one of the passages. Individuals and businesses being able to do what they need to do to be profitable and sustain their families is what we're all about in Idaho.
Governor Little says he is a huge believer in individual freedom, enough so that he banned the use of vaccine passports or proof of the COVID-19 vaccination from being required or used at government entities.
We think it, jeopardizes the patient privacy, individual freedoms, and in fact would in some instances create 2 different classes of citizens. And
along with these reasons, the governor believes asking for proof of vaccination may actually curb the current vaccine speed.
The noise of a potential vaccine passport just slows that down. We want people to continue to do the right thing, we want them to continue to get vaccinated, and then we'll be we'll continue on the trajectory we have of the fastest momentum of any state union.
Everyone 16 and older is eligible for the vaccine, but scheduling websites show countless appointments aren't getting filled every day. The Panhandle Health District and Kootenai Health both opened up eligibility early due to a decline in interest for the vaccine.
How do you think prohibiting vaccine requirements will encourage people to get it?
Well, I believe if you put the facts out there and make things available about how efficient and effective and safe this vaccine is, that people will choose to do the right thing to protect themselves, their families, their communities, and their places of work. So that has been working for us, and that's what we're going to continue to do in Idaho. Give people that personal choice.
So the state will continue working off the honor system. Morgan Trow, KREM 2 News.
Also, vaccine passports are a digital or paper record showing that you've received the COVID vaccine. It's also used when traveling. Also, vaccine passports are not being used in the U.S., but international travelers do currently use something called a yellow card to show that they've been immunized against diseases like yellow fever. Well, there are a few false narratives around vaccine passports. One problem is that there is a lack of context. So another problem is that there's misinformation saying that vaccine passports mark, quote, the end of times. Lastly, the vaccine passports are not federally mandated. Turning now to a look at weather, everyone. Hope you're all enjoying your Thursday night, almost a weekend, yay. But we did see everything today, really, from hail, a little bit of sunshine, clouds, hoping that this weekend looks kind of better.
Well, the first part will be a lot like it was today, but Sunday will be sunny, and next week's going to be fabulous. I'll show you my 10-day outlook here in just a few moments. Look for mostly clear and cold weather tonight. We've got sunny start to Friday, then increasing clouds by Friday late afternoon into the evening hours, and then a chance of rain or snow showers and windy weather expected on Saturday. Current temperature 51 degrees. You can see the wind is out of the west-northwest right now at about 9 miles per hour. Current radar is really beginning to get quiet. We had those showers, as Regina mentioned, a little bit of hail, a little bit of snow, a little bit of rain. Now most of the showers are in northern Idaho. They're very sparse, and as we get later and later into the day, they will decrease, and we'll actually look for the cloud cover to clear out, as we're seeing right now if you look towards the western horizon. Look for an overnight low of 29 degrees, 55 the expected high tomorrow. Again, sunshine starts today, and then we'll see cloudy skies towards the afternoon, because that's what's going to be happening on Saturday. We'll look for the wind and rain and a high, or mostly wind and snow, and a high of 49. That snow won't stick around, just kind of, oh boy. And then I've got sunshine and 53 after a cold morning on Sunday. Again, we're tracking temperatures into the 60s in the 10-day forecast. That's coming up in a few minutes.
Sounds good, Tom. Looking forward to that. Well, body cameras are becoming more common for law enforcement, but Spokane County Sheriff's deputies still don't wear them, and that's going to change by next year. Our Casey Decker joins us now to explain why and what the sheriff has to say about it. Casey.
Well, if you've interacted with a City of Spokane police officer in the last few years, you've probably noticed they've been wearing body cams for a while now. But like you mentioned, that's not the case for the Sheriff's Office, which covers all of unincorporated Spokane County, as well as the city of Spokane Valley. The reason comes down to money. The cameras themselves aren't the only expense. The video from those cameras also has to be stored, and then staff members have to be assigned to go through all the video for public records requests. And that's a significant cost every year. But this year, thanks to the economy doing better than was initially expected during COVID, and a bundle deal from the company that sells the equipment, both the county and valley governments were able to find the money. And Sheriff Ozzie Knezevich says this will benefit everybody.
Agencies that get body cameras, complaints go down. Use of force goes down. It's a benefit to the community. It's a benefit to law enforcement. There's no more of this, he said, she said type of thing when it comes down to a complaint.
Now, he says the goal is to have deputies using the cameras by the start of 2022. As for why they won't be wearing them sooner, Knezevich says it's because he wants to make sure any technical kinks get ironed out and that the deputies are properly trained on how to use the cameras before the program goes live. Regina, Tom?